Hello, welcome to Talk Drama to Me. It's your hosts, Tiffany and G. How are you, girl?
I want a priest.
Yeah. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners. That's a very.
I'll pray for you, but I'ma still do what I wanna do. Today's vertical is hot priest. We found this on Gamma Time, and I think this is the first time we've done Gamma Time.
Yes, because I had to download this app.
Yeah, I saw a couple other titles I'm pretty interested in, but big warning, you can't speed through, right? I think we tried.
I did. I was able to.
Oh.
Okay, so when I started it on the website, I think it was, there was no speed option. But then I downloaded the app. I caved and I downloaded the app, and then I was able to speed. I like 1.5. That's my sweet spot.
Yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense because I also tried on the web version as well. So, word to the wise, if you like the Gamma Time products, you're just gonna have to download the app to get the full experience. Womp womp. As it goes. But today's vertical hot priest, I can't even imagine. What is this about? Our synopsis: a battered wife seeks refuge in a confessional, revealing a bruise and a troubled marriage to a compassionate priest. As the priest grapples with his vows, their stolen moments become increasingly intimate. But when a compromising photo surfaces, their forbidden romance threatens to unravel everything. Can love conquer the boundaries of faith and duty? Dun dun dun.
Should we get into the main characters?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Get into them, get on them, you know what I mean.
Well, I know you have a thing for the girl, at least.
We're talking about Mariah Moss, who's been in a couple, and we've watched her in the Christmas one. Do you remember that one?
Well, we've seen her in a couple of them.
She plays this kind of role really well, where it's like innocent and yet a little sassy, right?
Yeah. So her name is Mariah Moss as housewife Elena. Sorry, I went to the guy first because right when I saw her, when I first Instagrammed her, I was like, oh, I know her. Well, I don't know her, but I guess, I remember her. She is not as famous as the guy, and I'm assuming it's because he's a model. I don't know.
Well, it's not because he's the better actor. It's good.
Yeah,
Isn't that the common thing here? Is the men are always a little more popular than the women?
the Talk Drama to Me Actors Award for this vertical does not go to Volodymyr. It goes to Mariah Moss for actually convincing us.
Because it could go to him. I mean, he's got a big fan here. Fan number one.
She's just more convincing, I think.
Yes, yeah, she's a better actor.
I mean,
That's for sure.
he's definitely hotter, but she is more convincing, and I think she's honed on her craft a little more than he has, if you will.
Yes, probably has taken one more class than the average bear. That is right.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah,
I think
she's hot though. Look at it. She's got her little thirst traps. Also, this background looks fake, but it's not. That's crazy. She's like on the beach or something.
AI. The use of AI now in verticals nowadays, out the window.
Really?
Just everywhere.
No.
There was a really cute story about a mermaid, and I almost did that one because they did use AI in the opening scene, but I was like, that's probably all they no, I was dead wrong. They used AI everywhere in it. And so I can't bring it to the pod, but go look it up, guys. There is a vertical about a mermaid. That looked pretty good actually.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but on her Instagram, she was in, it looks like a reel short where she's a tennis person. Could
Yeah.
we add that to the list?
Excuse me? What? Fancy Pants McGee over here.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Let me explain. So I went down this whole, it was actually before I left for the tour in May, but I just tabled it. I was doing all this research on hobbies that are great to have for the rest of your life. Obviously, we dance. That is something we can have for the rest of our lives. But maybe it's time for me to just pick up a new hobby. And so I did a bunch of research, and the two that I had landed on was either MMA again, because I used to do jujitsu and karate, or tennis. And tennis has the benefits, just the mental benefits to keep yourself mentally healthy. Just it combats things like Alzheimer's, and it's really good for your body long term. It's not too terrible on your joints. And so between the two of them, I'm like, okay, well, then I did use ChatGPT to help me decide. And ChatGPT helped me decide that I should get into tennis over MMA again. But I do think I'm just going to take a little bit more self-defense stuff because, just being a girl. So yeah, I'm going to be starting tennis probably in the next month. I found a place that does beginners group classes. I'll probably do 1 or 2 private lessons just so they can hone in on me because I am an absolute beginner. Yeah, it's the only thing is I'm almost regretting it now. I don't know if I should now. Maybe I should pick something else because it's really expensive.
Well, do I have news for you? Tennis is really big where I live. So the next time you're out here, do you remember where you stayed last time, that
Yes.
hotel? In that complex, there is a tennis and paddle club. It's fairly affordable. So let's put that top of the list to do. Just get some
Okay.
lessons in every day, right? Spoilers, I did watch that vertical. I think it's cute. And the tennis is believable as someone who doesn't play tennis. So I
No.
think let's coordinate it where you take a couple lessons and then we'll watch it with your perspective in mind, where I'm like, yay, look at the ball. And you're like, that's not tennis.
Okay. So it's so funny because just basically what you just said of not knowing, my brother-in-law is an avid tennis player. He's the one that's kind of like helped me like finding equipment and a racket and all this stuff. And he sent me a video of this girl where it was like over 12 weeks, week by week, her doing tennis and, hitting the strokes and all that. And I was like, her outfit's changed. Like, what else? So she's hitting the ball for 12 weeks. And he was just like, oh my God, Tiffany. And I guess an obvious change to her strokes and where the balls were going. But I was just like, oh, she hit it. Yeah. Like, no improvement over the 12 weeks.
See, that's going to be me. And then we'll need you to be the expert. I'm so excited. Okay, done. Mariah Moss.
I might quit.
Man,
So don't hold your breath
what?
because I might quit.
You can't quit
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to like it.
vertical.
Yeah.
Oh.
To ask me again in like 3 months and then see if I'm still doing
All
it.
right, all right. Maybe we'll do that. We'll figure out where you are and then we'll watch it.
Yeah.
But what about my husband? He doesn't know it yet. But what about my husband, Vladimir? What's he up to?
He has a lot of followers. He does not have the blue check mark, so he's probably like too cool, doesn't even need the blue check mark. But most of his most recent stuff, I did this vertical just come out, Hot Priest.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty excited that we're doing it because honestly, girl, can I tell you how we got here? I was on the socials and I saw Mariah Moss made a TikTok where it's the hot priest soundbite. And
Mm,
I was like, what do you mean hot priest? What does that even mean? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to me? And what it meant was a drama titled Hot Priest. And so click, click.
I have to say, it's crazy that you chose this for a DNF because it doesn't happen almost ever. I would have kept watching. I would have kept watching.
Oh my God, is this because you're fueled by Fleabag Hot Priest?
I think it's just having grown up in a Catholic household and
Yeah.
seeing how they do it. I'm like, how are they going to make? I'm so still, I guess, a little Catholic to where watching them almost like it cuts off right when they're like, someone will get there. The way it cuts off in my head, I'm like, at some point in this vertical, it's going to come out that he's like some hidden or undercover police officer or an FBI agent so they can be together and he's not going to be breaking his covenant. That's where my brain went. It's like, there's no way he'd break his covenant.
Look at those Catholic words. Covenant? Oh my God, Tiffany. Pull him out. Pull him out.
He made a commitment to God and he wouldn't break that. Like a priest wouldn't break that. I mean, well, we know a lot of them do other things.
Yes, Tiffany. A priest wouldn't break that. That is right, you sweet summer child. All right, take me through it with your Catholic eyes.
So it's during ordinary time on the Gregorian calendar. Actually, I'm just kidding. I don't know that. I just made that up. We open on a stormy night with a battered housewife, barefoot and soaking wet, stumbling into a grand church. She enters the confessional, revealing that she once was a passionate artist, but now feels trapped in a marriage that has turned suffocating. Our female main character opens the partition because she wants to see the priest. He is shocked, and honestly, so are we, because he is a hot priest. Super hot. I've seen a couple hot priests. I was just in Rome, and they have a hot priest calendar, and I'm wondering if they're actually hot priests, or if it's like guys who just like put on a priest outfit like this guy. It's like a whole.
Oh my God.
I should have bought it for you, honestly. But it's like around the Vatican. I'm like, this is weird.
That would have been the best gift. Wait, tell us more. I mean, you were actually in Catholic City. What was that like? Have you ever been to the Vatican before?
Yeah, so I've been to the Vatican, but I remember my family didn't want to do like going in and paying however much it was. Like, so you can walk around and stuff and still see that main area. for free. But my boyfriend's mom and some of her friends, there was 2 of them that hadn't been to Rome at all. So she wanted the full experience for them, which is great because then I got it too. And so we went up to the top, that little spot where you could overlook the entire city. It is a bit creepy, you know. There's an air there. You know, when you go to Sedona and it feels very spiritual and you're like this is really nice. It's not that when you go there. And maybe it's, I don't know if it's because I'm not Catholic and I don't feel, Jesus in that way. But to me, just knowing the history of the Vatican and then what they've done to people, just the historical stuff, it kind of makes it a little eerie. That's the word I'm looking for. Eerie. They also brag that they have barely any heart disease amongst their people. You have 800 people that you account for in your little country. So what are we doing?
The odds are with you.
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, Portugal, the people, super Catholic here. This little community center, so nice. If only all Catholics were these Catholics, you know?
It's not that no one was not nice. It's just a vibe you get. I think it's just because if you know the historical background of how they've gotten where they are and that the money and how they get money and things like that. And then you see it and it's so ornate. They're just so rich. I think they own more real estate than anybody in the world. They're a very rich group of people. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I also don't understand the whole Pope thing.
Okay, you weren't Catholic if you don't understand the Pope thing.
But they teach you that you don't worship idols, right? That's a whole thing. But this is just a common guy. They got mad, like, why are we putting this guy above every other person, the closest to God? It's so contradicting to me. And I'm sure he's a great guy. I love that he's American. I loved the last guy, how he was supportive of gay and trans people, but they're still just a regular person, you know?
Yo, I don't know if he was supportive of gay and trans people. I think he was like, let's not murder them.
Tolerant. He was tolerant of that. Maybe not supportive, but he was like, these are God's children. It's okay.
Which killing bad. Yes.
Yeah, which is more than any other priest,
Very low bar. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I won't go further into the Vatican. It was eerie. Beautiful, but eerie. That's all I'll say. The Sistine Chapel. Oh my God. Can I just say? I know I said I was going to be done.
Also beautiful but eerie.
That was actually very, very beautiful. And just seeing how the whole chapel took over a decade, I think, to complete, and seeing people just crying being there. Wow. That's really cool to see how deeply people feel about this. I cried on my Italy vacation as well, but it was not at the Sistine Chapel. It was when I got to Amalfi and the door opened to my room. I saw the water and just the beautiful hotel room. I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful.
No, tell me about that. I've never been.
Amalfi was my favorite place we went to. And I've never been to Amalfi. This was, I guess, my 3rd time in Italy. But yeah, I've never been to Amalfi. And I could have stayed there for the whole entire time because we were hopping around and everything. And once we got to Amalfi, I was like, do we have to leave? Do we have to do anything? Could we just stay here? I love being on a little chair. Then I can just walk off onto the steps and then jump into the sea and then come back. There's also a pool. Yeah, his mom did an amazing job with the hookup on rooms.
Dang.
I'll send you some stuff.
And all you needed to complete that is a hot priest. Will you take us through?
Yes. Let's get back to Catholicism, baby. All right. So she wants to see the priest. That's where we left off. She opens the partition thing and they're not supposed to see each other. And she's like, I needed to see you. So she speaks. She brushes her hair back, exposing a bruise. And the priest's compassion is palpable. He offers her his handkerchief and their connection is immediate, but their moment is cut short as she leaves with him looking longingly back. When she returns home, she finds her controlling husband waiting in the dark on a chair, super creepy. His grip tight as he reminds her she belongs to him.
This is where, just look at them. So he clearly isn't an artist, right? And she is. In her explanation, she was like, I used to be this person and now I'm just a housewife or whatever, right? But girl, he wasn't an artist. He isn't an artist. He looks like he qualifies for AARP. Obviously, she doesn't. Girl, I think you knew what this was.
It was that kind of marriage. You knew what you were getting.
And then to be in it and then now complain, I do think you knew what this was. You weren't going to be 2 little artists living in a van together. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So after that whole scene, the next morning, the priest delivers a sermon, his eyes lingering on our battered housewife, yet again with her bruise, in the pews. Afterward, the husband introduces himself, and her name is Elena. Okay, why did I just breeze past that? I did not know her name was Elena. Cool. Okay, so sorry. Again, G writes these scripts, and I am basically cold reading it like an anchorman.
To help us because to be honest, I don't really care about the names either. You'll notice I am referencing him as hot priest and her as battered housewife. So I don't know if the names are important.
Elena is battered housewife. Got it. All right. So later, the hot priest finds out our battered housewife alone in the church with renewed joy from painting. When red paint splatters across both of them, their attempt to clean up turns into a charged moment, their faces inching closer until Sage interrupts and offers to get a mop.
She's getting the map to sop something up, y'all. And you know what I mean. Big wave emoji. Like, it was such
But
a.
red.
What?
I said, but red. It's like red splattered
No,
all
no,
over
I'm
them.
talking about how.
Oh, I'm
God
just
damn it. I'm
dirty.
gonna.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. Why am I this way and you're that way? Um, don't you think they had nice chemistry in that moment? Weren't you like, won't they? Will they? Look at them, two fairly attractive people, and they're about to
I cannot
KISSING.
believe you said fairly attractive for him when you were just like introducing him as your husband.
I need it to be obtainable for me, okay? And if he's just too attractive, it just won't work out because he's gonna be at the gym all day, and I just can't, you know?
Yeah, it's also my whole point when someone's that attractive, I think they could find it in their heart to, be into the moment. Or at least it'll be easier to pretend. Also, what if he's cursed and he's one of those hot guys that can't kiss well? So then it really is like, oh, you have to act because he's a bad kisser or something.
Okay, but I'm willing to find out. I'm willing to take one for the team, guys. So if everyone could get together and make that connection, just DM him, talk drama to me with like a conversation for science.
We would like to have a go.
Man, I will take one for the team. I volunteer as tribute.
It's so noble of you.
Just kidding. It's just this hot priest thing. I mean, Fleabag with hot priest. I don't know if you remember that, but I went back and just watched highlights for this pod. That was lightning in a bottle. I mean, you Google hot priest now, and who is it? It's Andrew Scott. And so I think I was really fueled off of that. Will they still have the same kind of chemistry that we saw in that series, right?
Not watch that series.
I'm dropping dead on the floor.
I will watch it. I promise. I'll make that my show that I watch on tour when I go back in the fall. Yeah. I'll do that.
I'll have to call the priest. Man, I don't want to overhype it, but yeah, I think Fleabag is actually a very good series all the way through. And this love story, not to ruin it, but it's an unconventional love story. So there's a lot that builds over time, which makes the payoff even sweeter. Yeah, go watch that and then this, or this and then that. And then you're going to be like, wait, this hot priest is like, we have hot priests at home, you know?
Okay. Fair. Okay, where did we leave off?
So we're mopping it up.
Okay, oh yeah, mopping it up,
Luge.
the chemistry. So meanwhile, a mysterious rich lady named Victoria waits at the church with a big check for the gala, her touch lingering a little too long on the priest's hot arm. Also, it's so funny when things like this happen, guys just don't pick up on that. They'll be like, oh yeah, person was nice. I'm not even talking about my own boyfriend. I've just seen it with friends or whatever. And I think a lot of times guys just can't tell when a girl is hitting on them. And like, yeah, she's just nice.
We're reading the situation differently once again because I thought his face was emoting, ugh, ick, ew, David, you know?
He definitely did pick up on it because he is a man of God. However, not all men
Not
pick up on
all
it.
men, God.
All right. So he's clearly not liking it, but he accepts the money and her little pawing that she does. Later, the battered housewife, Elena, returns to the confessional where the priest has been waiting for hours just to see her. Their hands press against the partition, and he steps into her side, touching her face. And as I'm reading this, G is also touching her face, reminding her of his vows and hers. She's like, I'm married. And he's like, I made a vow. But their moment is shattered when a phone camera suddenly appears, click, capturing them embracing.
See what I mean? In this moment, I was like, this is like, what? Should I turn this off? Is this a moment just between them? Did you feel the heat? Are you feeling the heat now? I'm sweaty.
I I will also you had to turn off your fan, but I am not I wanted to watch, I wanted to keep going. I wasn't gonna pay.
What took you there? It wasn't the chemistry? Because I really feel like they have chemistry, no?
It's the whole priest storyline. It's like this forbidden love thing that we've never touched, and I can't say I can relate to it, but I've always wondered, like, there has to be priests that fall in love with someone, and what do? You leave the church or whatever, and this hasn't really been done, so, yeah, I was invested.
Girl, tell me why I thought of you as I was watching this. Were we in a New York bookstore where we found a whole section forbidden love and behold what was there? It was like
Wait, yes.
loving the rabbi.
Yes, and I'm gonna pull up the picture right now, and we were in Boulder, Colorado. I was your hot housewife, your trophy wife. I joined you for your work trip, and I was just, like, gallivanting around Boulder when you were working, and you treated me to get my makeup done at Sephora because you were VIB rouge, like, bougie girl, and so I just pretended I was you, got my makeup done. So I'm going through the archives right now on my Instagram. I have a lot of stuff archived because I did used to use my Instagram for like not professional stuff. But oh, okay, we're getting closer. Okay, I'm in 2017 right now. We're getting close.
2017. Oh my God, people are going to realize we are old. We are ancient. Sorry, everyone.
I'm so excited to find this. Okay, we're close. Okay, so let me just start off with here's us. Look how skinny I was. It was a book called Seducing the Rabbi. And
Seducing the Rabbi. The title is even better.
what's so funny is I remember that my rabbi at the time like liked and commented on it and like with like ha-has and be like, "Oh, interesting read." Like I was so embarrassed. Yeah.
The caption, a classic from G's personal self-help collection.
Yes.
That's right. That's right, guys. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. This is a DNF, and based off the free preview, I actually would also say do finish this one. It does need finishing. I think there's a lot left here, right? Well, spoilers. I did it. I did go through.
You
I
did.
didn't finish it all the way, and I'm going to tell you why as we go through this, but I did play the game. When you have to do the daily check-in and then you've got to go and watch the ads, and the ads now are no longer the king. The ads are about a woman who is destitute, and I think she has a kid, and you've got to fix up her house. Have you ever
The
played this game?
and it's like cold and then like things are breaking
Yes.
down. Yes. Yes. It's a very stressful game.
It is, but I played it. My quarter soul levels are all out of whack now, but I played it so that I could get a little bit more of hot priest. So
They
y'all,
what? They didn't even give me that option.
here we go. So once bing bing, we get the camera phone. Hot priest urgently warns Elena, the housewife, to leave the confessional, but it's too late. The rich lady has already captured their intimate moment on her phone. And girl, it's intimate. Later, they chat. The tension between our couple is truly undeniable. He shows up to this gala committee meeting. I wish you would have just gotten here. He shows up to this meeting in a leather jacket, and I have just never been more attracted to a man in the cloth because it's the priest collar, nice fitted leather jacket. And I said,
Also, how did he afford that leather jacket? Priests make like $200 a month.
I don't ask questions. I say, yes, father.
I have a theory that he's not a real priest. I think he's undercover. I don't know how this is going to end, but I don't believe it.
Well, let me tell you. They run an errand for this gala, and it's at an art supply store. She reaches for something high on the shelf, and he steps in close behind her. I mean, the bodies are touching. It is her butt, it is his front, and he like grabs this box and bring it down. So I was like, ooh. He's tall and he doesn't understand personal space. Win-win. Back at the church, it happens again where she's like reaching up and she slips from a chair up. And again, very close embrace. Flustered, she leaves only to find her controlling husband waiting outside, furious that she stayed late at church. And as they walk away, the hot priest notices our battered wife's tense body language. In a very powerful moment, I think you're going to enjoy this part. In a very powerful moment, the hot priest is like on his knees, confessing to the cross that his faith is wavering. We know he took a covenant. Your words, not mine. But his thoughts are consumed by this housewife. Then later on, the rich lady tries to like Jedi mind trick, mess with the housewife, hinting at her own saucy history with the hot priest. But it's not true. She really is just controlling him with the money that helps keep the church afloat, right? Trapped in their own struggles, they finally, finally share their first real passionate kiss, only to be interrupted by a noise. And this was very Fleabag coded because do you remember? Oh, you haven't watched it. Spoilers. In this church, there are moments in Fleabag where she's getting close to the priest, and then like a door slams shut or a painting falls off the wall or something. It's Jesus saying no, right? If you believe in that. We then fast forward. Lena, the battered wife, enters the confessional once more, but in this super sexy white dress. Like, I do think it's lingerie. It was that kind of sexy. Also, body tea. She enters the confessional where the hot priest has been waiting for her. The waiting, the yearning. He opens the partition, breathless at the sight of her, and this time their passion consumes them. He kisses like the trail of her neck. His hands so hot. His hands are like fisting her dress and like moving it up. And as his head moves down and out of the frame, oh my gosh. The moment grows more intimate until someone calls for him and he leaves. We fast forward to him delivering a sermon about grace. Again, very Fleabag coded. I don't know. Andrew Scott also delivers this really passionate sermon that is relevant to their love. So it's like, look at this commonality. And at church, rich lady finally shows controlling husband the picture she has of the battered wife and hot priest in that compromising position. Instant anger, right? Instant aggro. And at the gala event space, he takes her hand. Do you remember season 1, Bridgerton? Recall season 1, Bridgerton,
That's
okay?
yeah, remember? That's the only celebrity I've ever DM'd in my life that I thought was hot.
The hands on that man. So just like in Bridgerton when they're looking at the picture that his mom liked,
I
right?
knew.
Do you remember the
Just,
hand?
just you like touching.
Like,
We're adding this clip right now to social media. You describing this, but go on. I'm listening.
okay, I just want this reference. It was so sexy without, it's like the Pride and Prejudice carriage thing where he helps her with her bare hand, ungloved hand. So in Bridgerton, where they're looking at the painting and then they touch hands, happens here. They're looking at a painting she made and they touch hands, and then he grabs her and leads her into a corner and he kisses her and pulls away, terrified of what they're becoming. And then Tiffany, I said, this is good enough for me. I'm done. I stopped at 30.
Wow.
31, I think. Because I couldn't keep doing this. It's too much teasing. Is that fair to say, where like you see in all of this, like, will they, won't they? Will they, won't they? Will they, won't they?
So
It's too much.
someone has to let us know what happens.
I mean, hopefully at some point they do, but it was just too much of and then they kiss, and then Jesus says no, and then they kiss again, and then
Got
somebody
it.
calls the priest, and like,
So
I don't have time.
they're creating more of a storyline than verticals typically do, and you said no.
It's not even a storyline. They just kept doing the same thing over and over again. And at some point, I can't keep helping a woman patch up her drafty house.
They're basically dragging it out so you buy more coins.
Yeah. And I can't play those. I don't have the time anymore, guys. There are too many apps out there. I don't have the time. So it was too much of the will they, won't they. I really couldn't do it anymore. And then at some point, they are cheating.
Right? Which is like big cardinal sin.
And I don't know. How do you say this? Like, I don't know if I believe that their love is anything more than lust. And I don't know if we're supposed to believe that, but it would have been helpful if it was grounded in something else. Because at this point, all I know is that it was insta love, right? They opened the partition on that rainy night. They see
Totally.
the like true love, but I don't know if that is as effective when the aftermath of that is extramarital affair with the priest.
Right, it was completely infatuation. There was nothing that, like, no wholesome conversation that made them connect intellectually.
It would have been cool if he was the artist.
We have to start writing these.
Yeah, and then I would say, okay, well, clearly they're like twin flames, and maybe we can not look past the cheating, but maybe we can understand this a little better within that context. But I just kept thinking, ooh, I don't, guys, ooh, like you've had 5 makeout sessions by now. Like, can somebody just address that this is cheating and maybe, hey, you want to have that conversation with your husband? you know?
Maybe that's in act 3 that we missed.
I'm okay. I couldn't do another like will they, won't they? You know, at some point there is a limit to my love. I am a trash panda. I will watch anything. But if I have to watch the same like will they, won't they 5 times, I've got to do some dishes.
They're I think they're also hoping that you don't care that they're committing adultery and, breaking a cardinal sin as a priest because the husband is abusive.
I have some questions. Yes, he clearly is very physical, and that is an absolute no. At some point, it kind of reminds me of Kyle and Amanda if you've been following up with Summer House a la in the city, where she's checked out. She is absolutely checked out. And I feel like our battered housewife at this point is totally checked out. And I don't see any instance of her actually participating in that marriage and being engaged or trying to fix it if there's anything to fix. Does that make sense? Like what did we see? We saw her always being late home. Like I didn't even see her make dinner. He was making his own dinner and she was always late coming home and like he had to pick out her dress cuz she hadn't had a dress to wear. Maybe this is really unfair to her, but I'm just saying the phrase is battered housewife. I don't know if I saw any housewifing.
Yeah, you're right. She is totally checked out. He's home before her.
It was really hard to root for her because you're kind of checked out, you're not engaging. All I saw was her committing adultery, and I thought, oh, it's really hard to root for you.
I agree. So DNF did not finish.
I really did not finish, guys.
Yeah, truly. And that's saying a lot for you not to finish something because I feel you'll get through it. And I'm like, how did you watch this?
Well, I think it's 40 episodes. This could have been 20, and we could have called it a day.
Yeah. We'll look out for spoilers if anyone posts anything online.
Actually, guys, if it gets really spicy, please send it to me. Something I am disappointed in is that he is called Hot Priest, and I have seen this man topless. I did not see him topless in this vertical.
Maybe it's in Act 3.
God dang it. Do I have to?
Dear.
Maybe I do have to finish this.
I wouldn't be mad if you did because I am like, how are they going to wrap this up?
Okay, here's what I would like to see. I would like to see him in his like robe, right? At least the little collar. And then he's like undressing. You know what I'm saying?
Like you still see like it's still there.
Yeah, and that way there's like a little reminder, or maybe underneath he's wearing like a chain with a cross, like a huge cross, and then you're like, ooh, he's old school
Gold
Catholic.
chain. I love a chain.
Like a slutty little.
Yes. Crucifix.
Yes, Father. Okay. Ahem.
On that note, well, everyone say your prayers. Do your daily prayers. Repent for your sins and ate our fathers.
Guys, tell us what you think. Is this a did not finish? Do you need finishing? We'll let the audience decide. I am going to do 3 Hail Marys, 1 Our Father, and probably go finish this in the hopes that the man delivereth, right? Gives us what we want, a little like removing of the collar, removing of the buttons, you know what I mean? Our Father in Christ, hallowed be thy name. Thanks so much for hanging in there for another DNF. We'll be back next week with maybe a soccer one, maybe a vacation one.
Okay, I'm down. Let's do that.
I love a little holiday romance. You know what I mean? Follow us on TikTok, Insta. I don't have the spiel. Just follow us and listen. Okay, bye. Hot girl summer. Bye.